Shalom. Kol Holo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. My name's Barad Debar, coming to you from the GMS campus, Indianapolis. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom, especially to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Today, I'll just go over scripture, Psalms 61, 1 through 4. And hopefully it is uplifting, exhorting of some sort into the body. And just some thoughts, just like to share on the scripture. So let's get right into it. It says, hear my cry, O Yahweh, attend unto my prayer. And so Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, has said those that believe it on him and the works in which he do, he says that those would do greater. And one of those things is, we going out in the highways and the byways, healing the sick, preaching and teaching to the meek, the poor, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And if we're doing the work, when we call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai through our prayers, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will hear us, because Yahweh Shai said anything that you ask in his name, that he will do. And so we ask for the Lord to hear our prayers. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has told us how to pray, as he's given us the Lord Prayer. He says, from the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. Okay, and we're in the utmost parts of the earth as we speak. We're at the very end. And as a nation who had lost their way, their land, their language, the understanding of who they are, we're now coming back into the understanding, and we're coming back at the end times, even at the end of the world, and the last rulership, last kingdom, but also at the end of the earth to the far end, which is here in the Americas, also known as Babylon. It says, I will cry unto thee. And, the prophets in Isaiah, we bring out all the time, cry aloud and spare not, lift up our voice like a trumpet, showing the house of Israel their sins, roughly paraphrasing. And we're crying unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, asking how long, because no one knows the day nor the time in which only Yahweh, the Father, in which all this will come to its final end. But Yahweh Shai, through his son Yahweh Shai, he was giving us signs to see that we are at the end. But yet we are still crying out unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for salvation and protection, that we may stay grounded, like it tells us in Isaiah 33 verse 6, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. But at the same time, he says, when my heart is overwhelmed, because you look up overwhelmed, it goes into, frustrations and irritations, like even Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. When we go on to social media, when we deal with the daily task as far as work, when we deal with our, even home life, like the scriptures say that arise ye and depart, for this is not our rest. We can't find a consistent rest. We may have moments of chill time or relaxation, but there's always something that needs to be done in this kingdom. There's always someone that has some type of expectation that they want to put on you, and put you in a position of some form of difficulty. Of course, Esau, Edom first and foremost, because as the scriptures say, his ways are always grievous. And so as a result, it can be very overwhelming and to deal with the daily task and also have the knowledge and being a man of the Lord, but yet we stand still with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He says, when my heart is overwhelmed, he says, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And this is the Psalm of David, you know, and he says, lead us to the rock. And the rock is Yahweh Shai, you know, the chief cornerstone, the foundation, the first foundation, the first brick laid of the spiritual temple of the house of David in these last days. And so, and that's why, again, reading further, he says, for thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy. And the tower, you know, you stand upon the tower and a shelter, you know, from what? The storm. And we know that Esau, Edom, according to Revelations, I believe it's 12, verse 12, it talks about how, you know, when the enemy come down like a flood, or he's coming with great wrath, you know, and it also talks about how the enemy would come with the flood. But yeah, Esau, Edom, knowing that he have a short time, you know, he's going to come with like a storm. And we're going to need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the last days. It says, for the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous, let me get it. It says, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10, it says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth to it and is safe. So those in the last days will be calling on the name of the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It also speaks of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai being a buckler and a shield, which, you know, in ancient times was a form of protection in a time of battle, in a time of war. It would, you know, keep from the piercing of a sword or some instrument of some killing instrument. And that would be, you know, in today's time, we know that Esau, Edom is the sword that David speaks of in Psalm 17. And so reading further, he says, 3, he says, for thou hast been a shelter for me, a strong tower from the enemy. And that's who we want our protection to be from, and that Yahweh attend to all the prayers of the men of the Lord, and as far as their families as well. He says, I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. So the tabernacle, you know, of course, the house of David that we want to abide in, the sure mercies of David, and then also trusting in the Lord with all my heart and leaning not to thy own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct our paths, as according to Proverbs 3. And of course, I will trust in the covert of thy wings. And we understand that he sends forth his angels and chariots to give us the proper direction and thought of mind, and also protection as well. As we've seen in these last days, this men, it says that the chariots of the Lord, you know, the angels are around them that trust in him, roughly paraphrasing. And so we have we are vulnerable in this land, and we're like sheep, you know, amongst the midst of wolves and serpents. And so it is imperative that, you know, we call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in all things, and that in the end, you know, we would be those men that have salvation and be called up into the chariots. So just a thought from Isaiah 61, 1 through 4. I hope this lesson is edifying into the body, exhorting, uplifting of some sort. Before I end, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say, Shalom.